I'm Casey Claiborne, and thanks for coming to the Fox 7 Austin YouTube channel to check out this CrimeWatch YouTube exclusive. We're taking a look at some of the most talked about recent crime stories around Texas. We begin in Dallas, where police have identified the woman who they say fired several shots inside Love Field Airport on July 25th before officers shot and wounded her. Thankfully, no one else was hurt. That woman, 37-year-old Portia Udafua, was taken to the hospital and is in police custody. Her condition has not been released yet, as well as her motive. Fox's Alex Boyer from our sister station in Dallas has the story.
Shaky cell phone video captured part of the chaos inside Dallas Love Field Monday. Dallas police say just before 11 a.m., 37-year-old Portia Udafua was dropped off at the airport. Witnesses say Udafua, seen here in a mugshot from a 2019 bank robbery arrest in Wiley, walked into the airport, went to the bathroom, changed clothes, and then opened fire with a handgun near the Southwest Airlines ticket counter.
At this point, we don't know where exactly the individual was aiming. For the most that we're seeing now, she was aiming at the ceiling. And our officer engages the suspect, strikes her in the lower extremities. She's taken into custody and is currently at Parkland Hospital.
This cell phone video taken by another witness shows Udafua being treated by first responders moments after being shot. Ashley Wyckoff says she was standing just feet away from the shooter when it happened.
And a woman came and she's making an announcement, like saying like somebody failed her husband or something, and it's like, I'm about to blow this place up. And all of a sudden she brandished a gun, started pop in the air. All I can do is run. I'm thinking that I'm not running fast enough because I'm still hearing shots, and I'm like, I'm not getting out of here. I'm not getting out of here. I'm gonna die up in here.
Wyckoff's friend, who had just gotten out of an Uber, was walking inside the front doors as Wyckoff and other passengers began running out.
And all we heard was a shot, and we smelled gun smoke. So we hurried up and ran through the door and just ran across. We almost got hit by several cars. Dallas police and airport officials immediately ordered an evacuation. The airport went into a ground stop that would last for hours. Cell phone video taken by another traveler showed rattled passengers outside, huddled near a wall. For others, like Trinice Bailey, who were trapped inside, they were forced to shelter in place.
They all pushed us towards the back and told everybody to go into the luggage area, and everybody was scared. Some people were crying. It was a variety of children.
The shooter was taken to the hospital. Thankfully, no one else was hurt.
My life flashed before me. That's all I can think of. My children, my husband.
And in North Austin, one business is fed up over a rash of burglaries. The same store has been broken into 3 times in the past 6 months, twice this past weekend. Fox 7 Austin's Carissa Limcol tells us what the owners are now doing.
It was business as usual at Borderless European Market on Sunday. No sign of the problems the North Austin store has been dealing with.
3 times in the past 6 months.
Owner Taras Klitschik is talking about multiple break-ins. 2 of the break-ins happening Saturday and Sunday in the early morning hours.
There was a company that came out the day before, and we called them again, be like, oh, perfect, we have the sized glass that you ordered the other time, and they just replaced it this morning.
The first night, the window was broken.
So just break the door and then climb into without opening the door, not to trigger the alarm.
You can see that happening in this surveillance footage. Other clips show them walking down aisles and rummaging around the front in the back office, getting away with cash and leaving through the broken front glass. Klitschik says they moved to this location 3 years ago and until February had no issues.
Moving into this place, was a bit safer and, just more quiet, and being next to a police station on Lamplight right here, it's around the corner, it just provided that extra level of sense of security.
But even with the station feet away, he says he's heard of other break-ins happening in this shopping center and noticed other businesses adding security measures.
Which we now understand there's, unfortunately, not that level of security that we expected, police being right next door to us.
Police are investigating a shooting in South Austin that left 1 person dead as the city's 42nd homicide of this year. Officials say they believe it was an isolated incident between 2 people that knew each other. The shooting happened around 10 on the night of July 22nd when police got a call about a disturbance at a home on Turnstone Drive just off of Pleasant Valley. Police forced their way into the home and found an adult with gunshot wounds. First responders tried to revive the victim, but the victim was pronounced dead at the scene. And police are investigating another shooting, this one in South Austin, where a young man was shot to death. It happened on July 20th while he was pumping gas at the Texaco on Old Torf near South First. Fox 7 Austin's Shannon Ryan has that story.
A young man robbed and gunned down at a busy gas station in an attack police believe was random.
The victim was just sort of your regular citizen, was working a job down the street and was just out to go refill his car with gas.
28-year-old Ronnie Alfredo Mateo Campa was carjacked, shot, and killed at this South Austin Texaco Wednesday night.
There was no words exchanged or long drawn-out disturbance beforehand. The victim appeared to be just finished pumping gas and getting back in his car when he was approached suddenly, very quickly, by the suspects. And the whole incident took place in the matter of a few seconds.
Detective Rhiannon Cunningham confirms at least 2 people were involved in the incident, but she believes there were more. They approached Ronnie in a newer white Chrysler 300.
We do have some surveillance of the surrounding area. The suspects did drive by at least more than once and then turn around and come back to this location. The best way I can describe it is that it looks like a crime of opportunity that they jumped on in a very short matter of time.
Ronnie was shot multiple times.
We believe that at this point there's just one person who fired.
The group drove off with his white Toyota Corolla. Police found it intact just a few hours later, about 10 minutes east on Elmont Drive.
We're not aware that they took anything else besides the vehicle and whatever was left inside of it. And at this point, we're still working to try to figure out if this location is tied to a suspect or if it was just a quick location that they decided to leave the vehicle at.
The civil rights organization LULAC, the League of United American Citizens, is now offering a $5,000 reward for information that leads to an arrest and indictment in the case.
Because this cannot just be another statistic. It can't just be another murder that's unsolved. It's important that these criminals be taken off the streets, these crimes be reported and solved.
Shannon Ryan, Fox 7 Austin News.
And finally, we head to Northeast Austin, where a 15-year-old boy was shot to death earlier this month. Police still haven't made an arrest, and now his family is pleading for information that could bring his killer to justice. Fox 7 Austin's Britt Spencer has that story.
There's something wrong. There's something going on in Austin, and it needs to be looked at by higher authorities.
The family of Quade Good has been left with a huge void in their lives.
Quade was an awesome, fiery kid. He just brought a lot of joy to everyone.
The 15-year-old was shot to death on July 9th in the middle of the day in Northeast Austin near Copperfield Trails.
All we know right now is that my son was shot in these woods, and he was with 2 other children, or 2 other people, we'll say that. One went to the hospital, he's released, and I don't know, that's as far as we got.
Austin police tell Fox 7 there is one suspect and one person of interest, but provided no details of exactly how things unfolded.
He was working with his dad, came back home, and then left out the door to go hang with some friends like he always does, and I'm like, where's Quade? 7 o'clock at night, okay, don't you know, where's Quade? And he never answered. Quade had a curfew, so when that curfew passed, and I know Quade he knows to meet that curfew, and he didn't show up, I knew something was wrong there.
Good's murder was one of 3 that occurred all in a 24-hour period in Austin.
It's like an epidemic within the pandemic now of gun violence amongst our young children. I don't know if it's gang violence. I don't know if it's just children between a certain age left at home alone, unattended.
Friday, the family visited a makeshift memorial at the site of the crime made by an unknown source.
We love him, and if anybody out there knows anything, please let us know. We need to know what happened.
Please say something. We need that. We need that closure.
For now, this family is left with more questions than answers, and what they really seek is the truth.
We've heard a lot of stories, but a lot of stories are not accurate, and we just want to put things together the right way.
Bridget Spencer, Fox 7 Austin News.
Thank you for watching this Fox 7 Austin Crime Watch. Our exclusive Crime Watch stories run each Monday on Fox 7 Austin News at 9. To learn more about the stories featured today, look for the links below this video. You can also find more stories on our website, fox7austin.com, or subscribe to the Fox 7 Austin YouTube channel.